Hi friends, I have a fun book to read to you today about being an insect detective. hmm This book will give you all the tools you need to know how to look for insects. It's pretty cool. Now, this book, Insect Detectives, is nonfiction, which we know that means it's real. It tells this it tells about insects from the perspective of this little boy. But then it also gives really good facts about insects. So you're going to learn as you listen to the story. Sound good? Give me a thumbs up. Good job. The illustrations on this book, I think, are wonderful. And it's illustrated by Charlotte Vogt, and it's written by Steve Vogt. I think I'll put the cover really close so you can see all the different insects. I think I see a dragonfly, a bee, and maybe some beetles. So pretty. Okay, here we go. Right now, all around you, thousands of insects are doing strange and wonderful things, but you can't always see them right away. Sometimes you have to know where to look. Okay, ready for a scientific fact? This is amazing. There are more insects living right now in the world than all other animals put together. About 200 million insects for every person. There are a lot of people in this world, and there are a lot more insects. Pretty amazing. Listen, over by the fence. Can you hear a scratching sound? It's a wasp scraping away at a wooden post with her strong jaws. That's her mouth. She's collecting wood. She mixes the wood into a soft pulp in her mouth. When she has enough of the wood pulp, she will help the other wasps build a nest out of paper. Set aside the fact that the wasp stung me a couple weeks back. Wasps are amazing. They can take wood from a fence, chew it, chew it, chew it, and with the saliva in their mouths, they can make paper. I know, true story. They take that paper and they make their nest. Look at that. Scientific fact time. Wasps often collect different kinds of wood, which makes their nests look stripy, just like the insects who made them. So, look at all of the lines on this nest. That is because the different colors of wood. Now, not all kinds of wasps live together, but many of them do. And they have a special name for insects and wasps that like to live together. They are called social insects. But now, not all insects are social. Ants always live together, which means they are social insects. They usually make their nests underground. Finding an ant's nest is easy. First, find an ant, then follow it. It might stop to chat with some other ants along the way. Ants communicate by touching their antennae. They do not use their mouths to talk. It's pretty amazing. After a while, the ant will head home, and you'll be able to find out where it lives. You ready for another fact? Like all insects, an ant has 3 main body parts. You guys know this, right? Everybody say head, thorax, abdomen, your belly, your tummy, if I'd want a thorax. I'm glad I'm not an insect. Solitary bees live by themselves. Solitary means alone. This female solitary bee is busy collecting food from spring flowers. She'll store the food in her tiny nest so that it will be ready for when her eggs hatch. All insects start their lives out as an egg. Solitary bees make their nests in holes in the ground or cracks in a wall or in tiny little holes that have been left by other insects. So solitary bees do not live in a beehive, and they do not make honey. Many animals like to eat insects for dinner. So some insects use camouflage to blend in with their surroundings. I'm going to show you an illustration in one moment. You're going to look at a crinkly brown leaf. Then I want you to see if you can find a crinkly brown Herald moth. Ready? Do you see the leaf? There's the stem and the leaf. Do you see the moth? Where? There? No. Yeah, that's the moth. The moths often rest in trees during the day so that birds won't see them. Birds love moths. Insects have other ways of hiding too. See those squiggly lines on the leaves? Guess what? Those are made from a special type of caterpillar. They're called leaf miner caterpillars. So they're pretty cool. A leaf is kind of like a sandwich. So it's like this. You've got the top part of the bread, the bottom part, and it goes together. The leaf miner caterpillar crawls in between the top layer and the bottom layer and eats. And guess what? Nothing can get them. Birds can't find them. Other insects can't find them. Even though it annoys me a lot because they eat my leaves. It's pretty clever. Now, if you go out, you can lift up a rock and you might see an earwig scuttle out. They like to hide in the damp and the dark. The pinchers at the tip of their abdomens make them look kind of scary, but don't worry, they're completely harmless. Now, so this is what an earwig looks like. Can you see it down there? Right there. See the pincher? Now, that's not his tail. Insects do not have tails. That is his abdomen. Many insects have very long abdomens that kind of look like tails, but they're not. Now listen to this. Female earwigs are very good mothers. Who would have thought? They work hard to keep their eggs clean. They turn them and they wash them daily. When the young hatch, their mothers bring them food until they're old enough to look after themselves. That's pretty cool. That does not happen with a lot of insects. I think of a butterfly. A butterfly finds a nice leaf, lays her eggs, and then she floats or flies away. Never sees her baby butterfly or baby larva ever. Earwig mama takes care. Now, you might find other creatures under rocks that are not insects. And I think you guys can tell an insect from another creature. But you might find spiders. Ooh, what are spiders? They're not insects. They are, oh, I heard you, arachnids. Very good. Centipedes. Woodlice. Now, woodlice are a type of an isopod. When you go to kindergarten, you will learn about isopods. like pill bugs and sow bugs and roly-polies. You will probably find slugs. Ugh. And the author's saying, once I found a baby frog. It's easy to tell whether something is an insect or not. All you have to do is count the legs. Now everybody tell me, how many legs does an insect have? Did someone say 5? Say goodness no. An insect has 6 legs. 3 on this side of the thorax, 3 on this side of the thorax. Pretty cool. If you are lucky, you might even find a colored ground beetle gleaming in the sunlight. It's like discovering a precious jewel. But ground beetles aren't just pretty to look at. They are excellent hunters too. At night, they go out hunting for slugs and snails, which makes the gardener very happy. Yes. Not a fan of beetles, but they eat the snails. Perhaps the greatest insect hunter of all is my favorite. It is the dragonfly. Even the name sounds fierce. But don't worry, they won't come chasing after you. Dragonflies are much more interested in catching things like flies, mosquitoes, and gnats. Some will even snatch a spider from its web. On summer days when the air is still, you can see their wings sparkle in the light as they hunt, twisting and diving and plucking flies from the air. Scientific fact, dragonflies are fabulous flyers. They have 2 sets of powerful wings which they can use to hover, which means they don't go forward, they don't go back, they just kind of go like this, kind of like a hummingbird. And dragonflies can even fly backwards. True story. I don't know if you can hear, my neighbor's dog is barking. It's hard to believe that a dragonfly starts its life in water. Dragonflies lay their eggs in ponds or slow-moving rivers where they hatch into small dragonflies or nymphs. So the nymph is the larva of a dragonfly. A nymph sheds its skin many times until it is fully grown. Finally, it climbs out of the water and rests on the stem of a plant. As the sun comes up, its skin splits open and a beautiful dragonfly emerges, unfolding its wings and drying itself in the sun. How amazing is that? So the nymph doesn't really look like a dragonfly at all. It kind of reminds me, I don't know if you can see it, of maybe a grasshopper without its springy legs in the back. But that's just the larva stage. And then it becomes a dragonfly. It's amazing. So a dragonfly nymph, they're the young, wingless versions of the adult dragonfly. The special changes that take place in insects' bodies is called, ready? Say it with me, metamorphosis. Whoa, say it again, metamorphosis. They happen in different ways as insects grow from egg to an adult. I love the word metamorphosis. Sometimes when you think about these strange and wonderful things, moths hiding, ants talking, dragonflies changing, it's hard to believe that they could really be true. But you don't have to take my word for it. All you have to do is open the door and step outside. And be an insect detective. So, I love this book. Today, I hope you take the time to go outside and see if you can be an insect detective and draw me a picture of what you find, okay? See you next time. Bye.